Hi, my name is Jacob, and welcome to my product redesign presentation. Alright, so the product in question is this novelty toy plastic pig flashlight. It has two switches here and here. This first switch turns on the flashlight. The second switch, if I can get it angled right, releases a crank that, when cranked, also turns on the light. You can see from our very rough technical drawing that the crank directly powered the light, which we found out to be true, but we also thought that the crank recharged the light, because we could tell there was a battery in it, as we can have lights without any hand cranking motion, but we thought the crank recharged the battery, which was later proven wrong upon disassembly. Not yet. So, in our more detailed technical drawing, we did later find out that we were very close. The crank right here powers this larger gear, and this larger gear then spins a coil, and that coil directly powers the flashlight. But this switch doesn't have anything to do with this. It goes straight into the flashlight, and right around here. It's not shown well, but there is a small watch battery that powers the light when this switch is on. But again, the crank, this doesn't recharge the watch battery at all. Alright. It did have a wristband on it. It was about 3.5 inches long, but during our testing, it kind of broke off. So we definitely took note of that. We had more than one of these. We didn't just break it and kept going with the same one. I just decided to take this one home. It was very small, 3.5 inches, not enough to fit in most people's hands, like over the age of 4. No one in our group could fit it in their hand, and like you could hold it in like 3 fingers, but it's not really that practical. You could probably clip it onto something, but the plastic piece connecting it was so flimsy that it broke off when dropped once, which we took note of. Alright. So our very basic functional model for this is that hand energy goes into the crank, goes into the light, and that generates the light through the LED. Like that. We originally thought that this recharges this, and we were proven wrong. So we have different customer needs that we attain through an interview process. Basically a focus group where we found, I think I interviewed 4 people, each with the same 10 or so questions, and we recorded their responses. Not here, we recorded them verbatim, and we went through them all and we counted how many times they mentioned certain things, like to increase the lanyard size, that was mentioned 13 times, quieter operation was mentioned 15 times, and we ranked these basically on what design changes we need to focus on rather than others. The low cost, that was said the most. Everyone kind of agreed that something this cheap needs to be cheap. The lights, they wanted to be brighter. A wider design appeal a pig isn't for everyone. Higher quality of materials, something more durable than noisy, thin plastic. So, using all that, we came up with our final design, and it's a little hard to make out here, but it's roughly the same size with an increase in the lanyard, the wristband, to about 5 inches, to where most people can comfortably fit their hand in and keep it around the wrist. We decided for the material to go with a harder plastic, or like mostly aluminum on the light housing right here. Whoops. Yeah, again, hard to... The material choice, we used aluminum for this housing. We also increased the number of lights, so where it would be brighter, because that is not bright enough for any functional use. We decided that aluminum on the part where the wristband connected was important, because, again, when dropped, it would shatter this area immediately. You can see that cracks. This is from one drop, actually. Alright. And that's it. thank you for watching the presentation.
Okay.